Well, it's time now for another recruiting report with our recruiting insider, Otis Kirk. And Otis, the football team was off this week. They had the bye, but there was still a lot of recruiting going on for that Arkansas staff for sure. Let's start with Max Fletcher, though. He's a guy that Arkansas has now earned a commitment from.
Yeah, Monday that happened while I was out of town, and I put on here or I said on here last summer that Arkansas was going to sign a punter and a long snapper, and they landed a deep snapper earlier in the process, Eli Stein from Wisconsin, but Fletcher's an interesting scenario or an interesting case here because he's from Australia. He's not your kid. You go down to Little Rock, Parkview, or Greenwood, or somewhere and recruit. He's from Australia. His brother Mason is a true freshman punter at Cincinnati. One of the top teams in the country this year, and averaging over 43 yards a punt up there. Yeah. So this kid comes from a great bloodlines. I remember Sam Irvin Hill was at Arkansas. Never forget that fake punt that he ran that time when he scored that touchdown in the game. And just stuff like that. Those kids from Australia, you don't recruit Australia very often, but I guess must be a haven for punters. Must be like heaven for punters because, you got Cincinnati's got one, Arkansas's had one, and they're getting another one. And I know there's a lot of others. I think there's been like 17 All-Americas come from that pro kick over there. So we'll see how it turns out. But that's good news for Arkansas. Now they can kind of concentrate on the position needs they've still got. I think I talked about those last week on here.
Yeah.
Or the week before about the position needs, and basically what it comes down to when we talk position needs, they're not going to turn down a great player at any position. I can sit here and say wide receivers are priority, but if there's an outstanding tight end wants to come, they're going to take him. So yeah, but I mean they're hunting players, and as Sam said, they're looking for depth.
Yeah, and one guy who I think they're looking at is Charlie Pfizer out of Pulaski Academy, quarterback. So what can you tell us about him?
Well, he's been offered a preferred walk-on to Arkansas. Presbyterian, where Kevin Kelly is the head coach, and Louisiana Monroe have offered him. This kid's completed 211 passes and 348 attempts for 30,347 yards, 39 touchdowns, and only 8 interceptions. The Bruins are 8-1 under Anthony Lucas, former Razorback. Yeah. Took over for Coach Kelly when he left there, and not missing a beat with Coach Lucas, and they just keep running out talent there. Joseph Hyman's a great running back. And then Charlie Pfizer is a kid that Arkansas offered him as a preferred walk-on. They don't. Normally that might not mean as much as it does right now because Arkansas hasn't signed a quarterback in the class of 2022. Mm-hmm. So that makes Pfizer a little bit more unique in the sense that if he committed, he would actually be the first quarterback in this class to commit to Arkansas. And it doesn't mean at some point they won't take one later on, but right now they don't have one, and I don't think that's a priority right now. But, Pfizer's the type kid that, you can get a program developed and see how it turned out. And, we'll see if he picks Arkansas. Like I said, he's got some offers to go other places, and I'm sure he'll get more offers. So we'll see how this one pans out. He does have a teammate who's committed to Arkansas as a preferred walk-on linebacker. So, and Pulaski Academy players have had pretty good luck at Arkansas. So we'll see how this one turns out and how it works out.
Well, Tackett Curtis, a 2023 linebacker. I know that the Arkansas coach sure was looking at him this past weekend.
Yeah, this kid's got 41 offers, Tara. I mean, woo. 22. He's 2023. He's not 2022 like the other two kids we just talked about, but he's 2023. But he's got 41 offers, and this is a kid that can go anywhere he wants to go. Arkansas offered him back in the spring when Coach Shearer took over. Arkansas offered him a scholarship. He came up here and visited this summer in June and was at the camp. And one thing I like about Tackett, he has been able to go see just about not all. Well, he hadn't been to 41 colleges, but he's been to nearly a bunch of these main schools that have offered him. He's been to games there, camps there, practices there. He's been on unofficial visits there. He's really made his way around the country. I mean, he's gone from Wisconsin all the way down to Tennessee to Arkansas, Oklahoma State, and Texas A&M. He's seeing a lot of schools. He's been to USC. So he's been out west, in other schools out there, but he's been to Virginia Tech, Penn State. This is a kid that's probably going to make an informed decision. And Coach, Arkansas would love to sign him. They've got three linebackers in this class of 2022. And so they're going to need linebackers again next year too. And there'd be no better way to get it started than to get a commitment from Tackett Curtis. He's about 6'2", 218, I'm going to guess. I saw him when he visited up here. Those kids gain weight, add weight every day, but lose weight, whatever. But no, he's a big time linebacker. And when you don't have 41 offers, I don't care which grade you're in, unless you're a big time prospect. And he is. He can go anywhere in the country he wants. If Arkansas could land him, that would be a big time. Probably get Michael a raise over there. Should get him one anyway. I'm trying, Michael. I'm trying, man. Sam's listening, so I'm trying. But no, I mean, if you can land that kid, seriously, I mean, it would be huge for the program. That's a kid that can come in, he may just be here 3 years, but he can contend for a starting spot every year. He's type to play as a true freshman and make an impact, not just show up and contribute, but make an impact. He's that good. He's really good. Wherever he goes, he's going to have a chance to do that.
Well, we're hoping it's Arkansas, and I'm sure, like you mentioned, Coach Scherer is as well.
I'm sure he's really hoping.
Sam Pittman was on the recruiting trail as well, and I'm just going to read off this list real quick. He was at Lakeside, Little Rock Parkview, Joe T. Robinson, Mom Mel. He's visited guys like Braylon Russell, James Joyner, Amarian Harris, Nico Davier, and Andrew Shambly. Did I miss anyone?
No, they have other kids at their school, but no, those are the main. Those are the main drawing points. Those are the kids right now that have offers to Arkansas. Russell is a sophomore over at Lakeside. A kid that was at the elite camp here in Fayetteville came to the camp 6'2", 225, going into the 10th grade, and he looked like a senior. I mean, he looked like a Razorback player out there, Terry. Yeah. Big kid that could really play. Arkansas loved him. Coach Smith offered him that day. Then, of course, James Joyner, we know, he was on the show with us. Great kid, great player. Just a running back that's committed, one of the two in this class of 2022. Amarian Harris, I'll tell you what, this kid, he can dominate. When you see him play, and I saw him as a sophomore, seen him as a junior, but when you see this kid play, you know why Nick Saban offered him in the 9th grade. I think Pittman might have offered him in the 8th if he'd have been here. I mean, I'm serious. He's that good. He's about 6'7", and who knows how much he weighs. Somebody said 385, but he is a big kid, and he can dominate. I mean, he's not the type player that will get the job done. He's the type player that will dominate and get the job done. And then Chamley and Nico put on a show Friday night for Coach Pittman and Coach Cody Kennedy out there at Maumelle. Chamley had pancake blocks. They beat Washington Chapel like 56-6. And so really put on a show out there for the coaches. It was good. I mean, Chamley and Amarian Harris coming in here at deep offensive tackle spots. You put one on the right, one on the left. I'll tell you what, KJ Jefferson and some of these quarterbacks will be buying them a steak, be their best friend, because those are the guys that protect you, big kids like that. They're ball players. Nico on that defensive line, he's exactly what Coach Ashley's looking for there. And then Braylon Russell, like I said, I mean, he and James Joyner are great running backs. Braylon Russell's just a big guy for a sophomore. I mean, this is a kid that's, I don't think he knows how good he can be. I don't think he knows. Jerry McBride has got a prize there, and he knows it. Yeah. And he'll be good. We're talking about Jerry McBride, Anthony Lucas. A lot of these guys are ex-Razorbacks coaching these kids, and so that's
cool to see that.
It is. It's good, and it is. And those are both Anthony Lucas and Jerry McBride, two of the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet. They were great players, great people when they were here, and Coach Lucas and I talked Friday, and we talked about Pfizer. I said, he's got like a ungodly GPA and ACT score. And I said, I'd probably dumb him down if I talked to him. So I'll talk to Coach Lucas. And I said, well, you remember me when my trouble with the ACT when I got in. So we laughed about that. But no, I mean, that's the thing about most of these kids we're talking about. Basically, all of them, they got good grades and they take good character. And that's what Sam looks for in prospects. I've talked about that, Tara, before, but I don't think you can make too much of that. I think Sam really, they obviously got to have talent. And these kids we talk about here every week have talent, but they also have character. They're good people from good families and coached by some good people too. And at least some of them I don't know, but the coaches I know, they're coached by very good people. Joti's good coach. Mom El's got a good coach. So they're good people.
And the Arkansas coaches are going right back to the grind now. Obviously, they're still going to be recruiting, but now it's time to get ready for Mississippi State. That bye week is over now. Hopefully, everyone is rested up and ready to go this weekend.
They need to be after last night. When Mississippi State beat Kentucky, that was impressive because Kentucky was ranked. I think they were ranked 12th in the country, if I'm not mistaken. And Mississippi State took it to them, and that was impressive. I don't care if it was in Starkville. They took it to a team that had beaten a lot of good teams this year, Florida and some other teams. That was an impressive win for Mississippi State. I'm sure that got Sam and their attention over there.
I'm sure
not that they didn't have their attention before that. I know they did, but I'm just saying that I don't think a lot of people saw Mississippi State winning that easily.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it might be a bigger battle than I think some people thought it would be. So that's definitely going to be a big game for Arkansas. Otis, thanks so much for your input as always and all of the recruiting inside scoop. We really appreciate your time. That's going to wrap it up, though, for our recruiting report this week. We'll talk to you again next Sunday.
Thanks, Terry. See ya.
Bye.